Hey, how's it going? This is Kenny with Keller Williams Real Estate. Just checking in for another YouTube video. Hope everybody's doing great. This week I want to talk a little bit about contingencies in a standard real estate contract. These are designed to protect the buyer. Um, in the contract and the seller as well. But from the buyer's perspective, you got three big ones that kind of help you at different points in the process. And and if you have a good reason, you can get out with your earnest money during these contingencies or when certain things are met. If there's a problem with any one of these three that is not your fault, um, you can sorry about that. You can definitely get out. So let's jump right into it. So you got the due diligence period. Um, that's I'm not sure if that's like technically a contingency, but that's kind of like the home inspection contingency. That gives you time to check out the home and have it inspected, look at it from top to bottom, walk through it. And during this period, it's generally starts right when the after the contract is accepted by all parties and goes binding. That's generally from 5 to 10 days. So you get this time just to, you know what I'm saying. If you have any second thoughts, you can get out of it. If the home inspection comes back with something that you don't like, or you think is not even negotiable, like it's too far gone, or really any other reason that you have due diligence period, you can get out with your earnest money. Now, when you first get into the contract as a buyer, you put up earnest money. That could be 1%. It could be $500, $1,000, however much. Generally, if I'm working with a buyer under like 200,000, I'll ask for like 500, and if the seller's okay with that, most of the time they are. Then we just go ahead with 500. So that's money that you put up, and if you jump out, if you try to get out of the contract at times other than the contingency periods, you will lose your earnest money. But say if you're in a due diligence period and you don't like something, you don't like the inspection, you can get out and you get your earnest money back. Another one is the appraisal contingency. That's based on the appraisal. So if you are getting financing, your lender will request an appraisal. They will want to make sure the house is worth the amount that they're lending for it. And if the house is for sale for 160, for example, and the appraisal comes back at 150, then the appraisal contingency says you as a buyer you can get out of that deal because it did not appraise, quote unquote, as they say. The appraisal came in low, so you have a chance to get out of that because you're not going to be locked into a house that's not worth what the seller is asking for it. Now, if you choose to stay in, either you can come up with more money because the lender is only going to give you 150 in this scenario on the 160 price. So you can come up with $10,000, for example, or the seller can bring it down to 150. They can decrease their price by $10,000. What generally happens is the seller will bring down their price in 90, most of the time. The seller will bring down the price because buyers generally don't have that much money, just to come out of pocket with all that cash. They already have closing costs. They already have, various fees through the process and down payment and all this stuff. Um, so the seller has a out with the appraisal. Appraisal comes in low, you can get out of the contract. If you want to stay in, y'all can negotiate what the terms, who's going to come up with that extra money. Whether the seller's going to bring their price down or you as a buyer are going to give some money towards that price. Um, So the last major one that you see in most contracts is the financing contingency. That's if you don't qualify, you're denied for a loan at any point in the process. Pre-approval is just the beginning, so they get you pretty well in the game, and then you sent to underwriters, asking you for a bunch of documents and um, anywhere along that process where they have something that you're disqualified for reasons of financing, you'd be covered and you would get your earnest money again. In the appraisal one too. If you get out and for reasons of the appraisal coming in low, you get your money just as long as you're covered by that contingency. And they do have time limits on there. So just as long as you're within the time limit, say if the financing contingency is 20 days from the binding contract, if it's within that time period, and your financing falls through, you can get out. Appraisal contingency, if your appraisal comes in low, you can get out. Due diligence, if your home inspection or any reason, you can get out. So those are just some information about the common contingencies, and it makes it a little bit less scary for buyers, especially like first time home buyers. And it's kind of designed to protect you at key points in the process. And make sure you're not kind of getting taken for a ride, and make sure you're qualified, as far as especially a financing contingency. This protects the seller as well. um, just making sure that you're going to be able to get to the end of the process with the lender, because that's a huge part of it for most people. um, but just throwing those out there, those are common protections that you see in they're written into the contract, and those are major kind of important dates and important things to keep in mind during the process as you go along. So hopefully that has been helpful to you guys, and definitely like and subscribe, comment for if you have any ideas for future videos or anything like that. But other than that, have a great week, and I'll talk to you guys soon. And I'll keep dropping videos, beating you over the head with them every week. Y'all take it easy. Have a great one.